The tribe has spoken. Who goes home? Who found the idol? Who do we think's gonna make it top 5? Let's find out now.
Mixties presents the Popcast.
Hey, my name is Brian. That is Shane. This is the Popcast, and right now we're talking about Survivor, Episode 2, Season 3, 5, and boy, am I really getting into this show. We have a lot to talk about. Shane?
All right, yes, a lot to talk about. So hopefully you guys missed me. I was gone for a show, and we had a guest host.
Oh, I missed you so much. I've had to do so much work this week without you. It's now I can just start throwing all the work back your way, you know?
Yeah, just send it over to me.
I haven't had a chance to play Dota, you know.
Sorry.
No midnight avocado snacks. Just been working my little tail to the bone.
That sounds fantastic. Well, I did go away on a little trip, and I think it's appropriate that I talk about it a little bit since we are talking Survivor today. And my trip was a trip that I really had to survive, to be honest with you. And I got to tell you, man, it was one heck of a trip. We were actually leaving around 5 o'clock on Friday, and my wife kind of looks over at me and says, maybe we shouldn't go, you know? And I'm like, no, we're doing this. You know, we're going to New Mexico. We're actually going to pick up a dog, to be honest, pick up a puppy. So, we're going all the way out there, and I need to get out of the house.
You told me you were getting all those trinkets for the next boxing.
Well, I did.
Oh, okay.
But that wasn't the purpose. I mean, I'm not crazy enough to say I'm going to New Mexico just so I can get stuff for the boxing.
Hey, but what you told me you were getting, oh my goodness.
Well, I got to tell you, I did.
Cool,
I got stuff
man.
for the boxing.
Those are cool.
I got something from outer space, and I got something from Death Valley, among others. So there's a few items there that are going to be fun. I'm not going to break the surprise, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So I got to tell you, man, this was a crazy trip, bro. I've been on a lot of trips. I like to drive. I like to get on the open highway. So me and the wife left about 5 o'clock, and we're heading actually to Flagstaff is where we're going to stay the first night. We're heading from Southern California, heading to Flagstaff, and it's late. And my wife, she sleeps in the car quite a bit, so we're just cruising along. I finished my Starbucks, and I'm I don't really have anything else to do. You know, she's asleep. I don't really have anything to munch on or anything to keep me busy. My coffee's gone, and I've got, you know, probably about 100 miles to the next stop, you know, because there's not a lot of stuff out there. So I start munching on these Breath Mint Lifesavers. They were in the center console, and so I'm just like, you know, I got nothing. All right, so I'm just popping in my mouth, and I'm like, that's pretty good. And for whatever reason, just to keep me busy, I'm just popping one after the other. So I end up like basically trashing a whole bag of these things, just eating the entire thing, right?
I've been there.
And we got 300 miles left on the trip. So I end up stopping at the next stop. I get a bag of corn nuts and a Coke, which I feel terrible, but when I'm on the road, I tend not to eat very well. But I just need something to kind of keep me going and keep me awake. So get back in the car. My wife never woke up. I pumped gas. She never even woke up. Went in, got my stuff, kept going down the road, eat the corn nuts, drink the soda. Bro, my stomach started hurting.
Yeah, you can't mix corn nuts or sunflower seeds with soda, Mountain Dew, Coke, Pepsi products.
It wasn't that. I've done it many times, no problem. That was not the problem.
I see.
Let me tell you what happened.
It's the sodium.
This is awful. This is awful. Okay, I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to tell you it's awful in a way that you can't even believe. This is why I'm telling this on the Survivor show. So I'm driving. I've got probably 200 miles to get to Flagstaff still. It's late, man. It's like 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
10, 11 o'clock. I'm driving, and mile by mile, my stomach starts to hurt more and more and more. It feels like you know, kind of like trapped gas or like just deep stomach pain, and you're like, oh man, what's going on? So I would go and going, realize I'm kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
You know, and I really just
I see where this is coming.
Listen, man, I got to tell you, I'm starting to sweat, right? And I'm in so much pain that I'm like lifting my body up, and I'm driving the car, and I'm like, oh, I'm just starting to get in pain. It's so terrible. And my wife's still sleeping. There's nothing to wake her up, man. And I don't really want to wake her up because I'm a little bit embarrassed, and I don't want to I don't want to make a big issue out of it. I'm like, as a guy, as a man, you're like, I can just tough out anything. So for the next 100 miles, I drive in intense pain in my stomach.
Wow.
Intense pain. Like it's just getting worse and worse and worse, to the point of, I guess I must have let out enough of a sound that my wife finally woke up, and she looks over at me, and I've got like one tear coming down my face, right? And she's like, "Are you okay? Are you crying?" And I'm like, and I just kind of look over at her, and I'm like, I'm in a massive amount of pain, right? So I keep driving, because guess what? My wife does not like to drive at night in foreign, crazy places. She doesn't do that. She doesn't do well. And so I didn't want to put that on her, but I'm in so much pain. There's nowhere to stop, where it's dark. It's the middle of the desert. There's no turnoffs. All the gas stations are closed, the major gas stations. So I can't really even stop and get anywhere. Finally, I drove. There's about 80 miles left, and I'm bucking in the seat. I literally cannot. I'm like wailing in pain. It's so bad. Wailing. I mean, so I'm finally like, babe, you got to drive. You have to. She's like, okay. So I pull over. I go around to the other side of the car. I feel like I'm going to blow up, is what it feels like. I felt like, you know what, when you feed seagulls, you should never do this, by the way, Alka-Seltzer, right?
Oh, bro.
You've heard this before. That's what it felt like. I'm literally in the passenger side of the car. My wife's driving now, and there's like, 18 wheelers everywhere. Just that's all who's out. Us and like 150 18 wheelers and 80 miles to get to Flagstaff. Okay. Not to mention there's road work. So it keeps going down to one lane. My wife is like, nervous driving. I'm in pain. So she's got like a patient next to her that's like freaking out, right? That's yelling out in pain. So she's nervous already. She's got all these trucks. We're in construction, right? And so she's got to get around them, and there's 80 miles to go.
Oh my
and so
God.
I'm over here in the passenger seat, man, and I'm in so much pain. I feel like I'm in the movie Alien, and something's just going to just rip out of my stomach.
The chest face hugger is coming out.
I'm telling you, it's all I could think about. I'm just like, oh my gosh, and nothing would happen. And so I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna make it. And so I'm like watching her. I'm trying to watch her drive, and my wife, it's God bless her heart. I feel so bad. She drives. She doesn't know the road. She doesn't realize. I mean, you can do 85. I was driving 85 the whole time, but she doesn't realize in the dark that when you come up to the top of a hill, that you don't have to slow down. You can just keep going. You can trust the fact that you can do pretty much 75 or 80 on this road at all times. It's I-40, but she keeps braking and then giving it gas and braking, and giving it gas and braking and giving it gas and brake. I finally had to tell her to pull over, stop the car and pull over, because she shook me up like a bottle of soda.
Oh, wow.
So corn nuts, soda, everything on the side of the road. It was so terrible.
But I bet you felt like 100 times better after that.
I didn't. And that's why it wasn't the corn nuts and soda.
Oh, wow.
What it was, check this out. Those breath savers that I had been eating were sugar-free.
Oh.
So I don't know if anybody is aware of this or not. I wasn't. If you eat too much sugar alcohol, it'll start to give you stomach pain. So I ended up with this acute gastritis, like in the middle of
Oh my
middle
God.
of the night, where you need to like curl up as a fetus and like sit on the toilet and like really go through all this terrible stuff that I don't want to talk about. But basically, I consumed 10 times the amount of sugar alcohol you were supposed to consume.
Wow.
And was in massive pain for 24 hours.
So sugar-free has sugar alcohol?
It has sugar alcohol. That's how you get the sweetness. It's still sugar-free. But sugar alcohol doesn't process in your insides. It doesn't break down. It gets into your bloodstream, but it doesn't break it down very fast. And so I just basically gave myself a giant, massive, acute stomach ache. And then, of course, it liquefies everything in you.
Right.
So with about 20 miles left to go, I had a real fear that I was going to,
explode all over your car.
Right. And it was just so terrible.
Oh my God.
The story's not over. I just a little more. So we stop at this gas station. Finally, my wife finds one that's open in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, I just got to go in. I got to, So I go in, my head's down. I look like, the Elephant Man trying to get to the restroom. Right. The guy at the counter is looking at me with this abject horror on his face, like, oh my gosh, what has come in here, right? So we go. Yeah, right. It's terrible. So we get medicine, we do all this stuff, get back on the road, and it all works out. It was a horrible night, but it all works out. We go to New Mexico. We take care of our business. 2 days later, we drive back. Now, it was the middle of the night. I have no idea where we were at, really. But somehow, on the way home, we stopped at the exact same gas station. Went in just to do normal business, and I was fine by that time. I'm checking out at the register. I don't remember what the guy looked like. Don't remember nothing about it. He looks up at me and says, "Are you feeling better? You look like you're feeling better." And I'm like, I just kind of like, what? Yeah, I'm like, yeah, totally. So it was such a horrible situation. This guy remembered me 2 days later, some stranger of the hundreds of people that come into the gas station. So anyways, what's amazing about it, it was a crazy, terrible trip. But what was really crazy was the end of our trip. We ended up in Las Vegas Sunday night.
Oh, wow.
During the terrorist attack in Vegas, we were pulling in on the strip just after it happened. I mean, police everywhere and crazy stuff. So as bad as that was, of course, that was absolutely horrible. Yeah. So this trip was is a Survivor-esque trip for us, for sure. And
you survived the open road.
Survived it, man. And I got to tell you, my wife in the beginning should have been like, let's just stay home. I should have said, you were right, babe.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my
intuition. Her intuition was right, man.
She knew better. Yeah.
All right. Well, at least you got some cool trinkets for the boxing.
That's all that matters, is that we took care of our fans.
That's right.
So we're good. And you guys got to hear.
I mean, you almost died of acute stomach poisoning and a terrorist attack, but you got the boxing stuff. Well done, Shane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Your the tribe has not spoken. You aren't going home. You're in it to win it.
Thank you. Nice. A little bit of AGT and Survivor mixed in.
Speaking of everybody in it to win it, our 800 sub challenge is coming up. We are so close, man. We're almost at 700. We only have like 100 and something to go to get 800 subs. I am so confused as to why everybody keeps watching us. Thank you. If you're watching, thank you. I thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. We're almost at 800. And it's going to be a huge, amazing giveaway. If you want to see the last boxing video we did for our 10-pack video challenge, go check it out. There's surprisingly a small amount of views. And then, just so you know, once we get to 800, it's going to be even bigger than the T-shirt of the month club that we gave away for the 400. So,
right, and we also have the 24 video boxing. So after we did the 10, we said, well, we probably should spread this out a little more. We're doing so many videos. So now it's 24 videos, and I think this is video number 18. So get in there and comment. We're going to do another cool boxing when we get counted down all the way to 0 from 24.
Yeah, we keep doing this thing where even though we keep spreading it out, we're somehow reaching our subscriber milestone challenge around the same time we're done with the video box, the video beatdown. And so we have to do like 2 Hunger Game things and boxing at the same time. We're going to have to spread those out a little bit next time, because doing it 2 in a row, I think people are like, why are there 2 happening right now? You know?
Well, it's double the fun. So
that's true.
You know, the 800 sub is going to happen faster probably than the boxing. You know, if things are going as well as they're going, and you guys keep hitting that subscribe button, so you're probably going to have about probably a week's difference, I'm guessing there.
Yes. Well, let's get into Survivor. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So the show's heating up a little bit. It was a little bit kind of weak the first week, but now it's starting to like really warm up, and you're getting the flavor of Survivor.
Shane, thank you for forcing me to watch this television show. It is fantastic.
You're welcome. I'm glad you like it.
The first episode for me was like, I can like this. I can get into it. But it wasn't like great. Second episode is much better. You got to see much more of the people there and what they're doing in the camp. You know, I only have one complaint. I always assumed Survivor was like Bear Grylls style surviving, right?
Well, it used to be in the beginning.
I'm like waiting for, one of these guys to have to climb a a waterfall with his slippery waterfall with his hands, like catch a bat in like the dark cave, and like has to kill it. We have to kill it with his teeth because he doesn't have a knife, and then scale back down, and like 6 people are huddling around this little tiny little bat eating it. I'm expecting one guy to be like, "We're out of water. All right, let's start peeing in jars."
You're not wrong. There were earlier seasons where people literally used to lay on the beach and be like, food. I mean, it was really pathetic. I mean, it was funny. Now it's like they got fish, and they give them stuff, and here's fire. And so I think they're trying to make it more about, because the challenges were really weak back then, and it was kind of funny to watch these people waste away. But now it's all about, they want them to have good challenges, so they want them to be kind of fed, and it's a little different.
Yeah, I always thought, like, how are these these smaller people and like some of these like some of these chicks are like accountants, out there, like I couldn't even, like, if you were like, listen, to survive, you gotta catch and eat that bat. First of all, the idea of even like Bear Grylls scaling the waterfall, that's out of the question. I can't even do a pull up. And if I was able to even get up there, I don't know how this guy just like snatches a bat like out of like the darkness, like he has like sonar. I would be like floundering around. I'd kill myself before even getting a bat in the first place,
Yeah, no, you're perfect for Survivor. You're exactly the kind of people
man. Want. I'd be falling down, dude. They'd be eating me. It's like I'm not going to CrossFit on every Tuesday. Let's just say that. So, and even though it's not that per se, there is a little bit of that. I'm seeing them like they're making tools. I wish that they showed like more of like the making of tools and like structures and stuff. They seem to be focused a little more on the drama, which is okay, because that's another part of the show that's okay. I feel like the show needs it needs to be like 2 hours.
Yeah, it used to be like that, man. They used to show like the building of their keep the rain off. Their what am I trying to say here? Their building of their habitats.
Structures, yeah.
Structures. They used to go into a lot of the surviving, but now it does seem to be, kind of peeled down. And part of the problem is they've got 3 groups where it used to be just, usually 2 groups. I mean, they've had different variations of groups over time, but having 3 groups, they got to break the time up. And so they're trying to show the interrelationships, and there is only, 45 minutes to do it. So,
right.
Yeah.
But either way, even though I wish there was more, that's a good sign. I wish there was more, right?
That's good. Yeah.
Although I would love to see that crazy mofo Alan Ball trying to catch a bat in like the black, in like the pitch black. He's got like chew on its like beak and grab it by. What does bats have? Like hooves, like whatever. Like they're crazy.
Yeah, they got claws.
Whenever Bear Grylls be like, you want to make sure that it's not a poison bat. That's when I'm like losing. I'm like, wait a minute, there's poison bats. On top of the fact that it's a bat, you got to make sure that it's not a poison bat. Maybe a bat is not the best thing to eat, because like there's so many of these and you got to like somehow identify it. Now this guy's got me up on the internet looking up poison bats.
Bro, there was episodes where they were in Africa where they literally had to like keep fires going because lions were like close by, and the contestants were like, you could see panic and worry in their eyes, bro, like for real. So, I mean, some of these seasons are actually really great. And this one's turning out to be a pretty good one.
That's how you know that we live in a first world country. We play a game. We play a game called Survivor. We play a game where we go to other people's countries and we see if we can survive.
right. Where they're actually living it, dude.
Yeah, that's how you know we're first world. We're like, hey guys, we're gonna go over there. We're not gonna give you food and water. We're just gonna see if we can survive in your general area. If we can, we're gonna give them $1 million.
Yeah, you gotta be wondering what these locals think when they're like, these crazy rich people.
I want to see the camera pan over to the guy with like the big giant thing. Is like, and he's like, looking like, what's wrong with these white people? Yeah.
You used to get those in previous seasons where you actually would meet the locals.
I missed that. Okay, so let's get right into that. I kept seeing let's get right into it. We keep talking. You know what it is? I missed you so much. I want to talk to you.
I missed you too, man. I'm glad we're back doing it.
And some of the commenters missed you too. I like seeing that, man. Yeah.
All right. Well, I got to go talk to him.
Well, when you were gone, when you weren't answering your phone on Wednesday, I was like, freaking Siberian Winks got him. She got him. She took him out on the side of the road.
She said she was going to assassinate me.
All right, well, let's get into this. So we open up with a great night vision shot. I mean, they give you they talk about like what happened last week, but then it goes right into like the night vision. Alan's just like looking all crazy, and I'm like, okay,
Alan's crazy.
This is how we're gonna start this with Alan Ball in night vision
He's
mode.
such a troublemaker.
Yeah, talking about how he's like gonna murder people on the island. I'm telling you, like, honestly, if somebody ever got killed in a season of Survivor, like, I feel like Alan Ball would be like prime suspect.
Well, yeah, he's got some little bit of OJ tendencies going on there.
Yeah, man, he's looking wild, bro.
Well, he played the NFL for 9 years, bro.
Yeah, well, he's very competitive. And then we get over to Ben, and I like this guy a lot. I
like him.
You mentioned something about like it's always the cockroaches in these things that survive. I'm on the fence. I don't know if Ben's a good guy, a bad guy, a strong guy, or a cockroach. He's really playing low on the radar, you know?
He is. He's going to go far because of that, too.
Yeah, and he says something like, I don't know what their alliance are. We have this alliance thing, and now it's all over the place. I don't know what to do.
If you're somebody that everybody wants to align with, then there's a good chance you're going to go further in the game, and he seems to be one of those kind of players.
Right. And that brings us to Ashley, where Ashley Nolan was complaining about how there's, you can't really get the stink of the power couple off you, right?
Yeah, and that's Alan Ball's fault because he wanted to peg them. I mean, he wanted to peg them as a power couple. So it's a good strategy by Alan to kind of put a target on them. But if that team was smart, they would drop Chrissy Hofbeck this week if they needed to for the next one.
They're not going to get rid of her.
What's that?
They won't get rid of her.
No, she's going to be the swing now.
Yeah.
So she's the swing. So with 5 people there, the third person is Chrissy. So you should see Ashley and John. I think what's going to happen next time, honestly, is I think Alan's probably going to go if the blue team ends up back on the thing.
Okay. And that would be a pretty fair kickoff. I know some of the producers try to keep like the villains on the show, but with so many teams now, you don't really, they don't have the villain protection they would normally have. In a lot of reality shows, the villains usually go pretty far because the producers are in the background whispering in these contestants' ears, like, hey, trying to keep that because they want to keep the drama on the show, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of it. I try to ignore the fact that I know that some of that goes on because I really don't like that they try to, push the narrative in different directions. So, I hope as little of that as possible is actually happening.
Yes, I agree. So then we're out of night mode, and and we're talking to the hustlers, and I want to talk about this chick for a while, Lauren Rimmer.
Lauren, yeah.
So she's like a solo fisherman. She's clearly capable, very capable.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like she's so antisocial that she ain't gonna make it, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, Lauren is the type of person who goes a long ways in this show. She's not too strong. She's not too weak. And I predict that Lauren's actually probably going to end up in the top 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for telling me that, because I have a prediction as well. We're going to save it for the end. In fact, Shane, you want to make a bet?
That's a dirty word on this show.
You want to make a bet? Huh? Yeah, my hair, by the way, if you're new here, my hair is red. All right, because I had to cosplay as Mel B on the AGT finale because I lost America's Got Talent bet. But I'm not losing this bet. If you think she's going to be top 5, I can tell you I have another person I think is going to be top 5. Let's pit them against each other. No. We got to save it for the end.
Think it is.
We're going to save it for the end.
Okay, tell me who you think it is, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's save the bet to the end.
I'm not sure I want to bet with you. I want to see who you're going to pick first, since I don't think you have
all right. We'll get back to that. I don't want to throw off the recap too much. So we're here.
By the way, instead of Lauren, I think I might just go ahead and pick Jeff Probst because I think he'll be around to the end.
Dude, that's super weak. Oh, that's the host. You son of a gun. You.
He'll be there at the end. What?
Yes, he will. Okay. It took me, I'm new to this, so my immediately thought was like, is that the guy with the glasses?
Oh, right.
No, that's Mike Zalowski.
Zalowski.
All right, so this point, she is talking. Lauren is talking about how she's a lone, wolf, and like this younger guy, Patrick, is getting on her nerves, but she's just trying to she wants to fit in socially, so she's trying to be cool about it. But everybody else there is a little bit younger, a little more immature. I gotta say, those are all cop outs, and I'll tell you why. Those are all excuses as to why she can't be social, and I know what she's going through because I've been that guy, that introvert, heavy-set dude that doesn't really want to go to parties, doesn't want to hang out, doesn't want to be social with people I'm not really fond of or don't know very well. I don't want to get to know them. I'm the kind of person, I have a limited amount of emotional love to cast around, right? And I don't want to waste my limited emotional love and time on people I don't think I'm gonna that I don't see as worth investing that time in. So in real life, I just don't do it. I'm a heavyset guy. It doesn't come natural to me to be like this big extrovert. My wife is super extroverted, so I know what she's going through. But this is the show. You can't do that on the show. This is not a party where you can go home early. You have to be there and you have to make friends. That's the game, dude.
Okay, so you're saying, you kind of identify with Lauren, I guess, in some way then.
Which is why I know she ain't making it.
Well, you've made it, my friend, and you're doing well, so I think you got it wrong about Lauren, but I can't wait to see
It's much easier to be outgoing extrovert with your brother on a show where you don't have to actually interact with anybody until after the fact. I'm just saying.
That's a good point, but I will say on this show, being an extrovert can kind of put a mark on your back. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, all right. Well, let's talk about this chick because she was featured.
Poor Simone.
A lot. Simone, I love this shot of Simone just like looking down at the ground, looking confused, because the majority of this episode, I felt like she was sort of confused as to what was going on. She was always playing catch up. She even said she's telling other contestants she doesn't want to be there. Yeah. There's a lot of bugs. It's hot. She's tired.
She was an easy send home, especially since she failed on the. She was really the reason why they did not go through. Even though it's kind of a team thing, they really did not have an excuse. They were the first people to start with their puzzle, and they ended up being the last people. They never even actually got it together. So
right. Well. So let's talk about this power couple, man.
I didn't see that coming.
This power couple has got to be my favorite so far. Obviously, it's a I'm not saying it's a non-sexual power couple, but they're definitely a group.
No. Yeah, they're definitely a duo, dynamic duo.
Devin and Ryan. Seemingly, I bet you outside the walls of Survivor, they'd be like good buddies, Yeah,
they'd be buds for sure.
I want to see them like on a road trip movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but with all due respect, I think Devin, he's the kind of guy who would pretty much be friends with anybody. You got a couple of those guys on the show, like Devin and Cole.
Remember,
nice guys.
Yeah, I told you we both know someone that's just like Devin. Not as nice as physique, but he's just eternally nice guy. Very easy to speak to and open up to. And Ryan was smart to throw his hat in with this guy. I'll tell you why, I think, okay?
Mm-hmm.
While Devin's also, is genuinely a nice guy, I think he's also loyal. I think we're going to see him be loyal now because he made, to the person he bonded with first, and that gives Ryan more room to be manipulative.
Yeah, I think Ryan Devin will carry Ryan on his shoulders until Ryan steps on his forehead and his face and leaps into the final third of the show.
Yes, what it is?
Leaving Devin behind.
Ryan is the scorpion. And Devin is, the beaver. And the scorpion's got to get across the river. And the scorpion says, "Hey, beaver, we're buds. Let me get on your head, and you can swim me across the river." And the big beaver's like, Okay, man, cool. Come on board, bro. You're my boy. You're my boy. And right when they get to the end, Scorpion stings the beaver, paralyzes the beaver, and he drowns. And as he's going down, the beaver's like, "Why would you do that?" And Scorpion's like, "I'm a scorpion. What did you expect?"
Yeah. No, that's great. It's a great little parable there. I like it. Good story.
So he's the scorpion in this instance, I believe. I think he's a nice guy, but I think he's here. He wants to win, and if he has to sting the beaver's head to do it, he will.
Yeah, Ryan's smart. The only mistake he's making right now is he's talking too much. He spoke too much in tribal council, and he got a little bit of angst kind of put at him. So he needs to be careful there.
By Lauren.
Yes, by Lauren.
Right.
And Lauren,
she has no sense of humor.
In charge.
She has no sense of humor, that chick.
Nope, she's in charge though, man. Just no, they got enough weak people around them. I'm telling you.
I think
she's
the hustlers are gonna get tired of it, and they're gonna kick her out, man.
All right, we'll see.
I mean, I would. So I don't know.
You'd be like, let's get rid of her, and then Brian's like, why am I walking out of here with my torch unlit?
There's that little cockroach scorpion right there. Yeah, I'm telling you, Ryan, man, dark horse over here. All right, so this is a weird moment. I want to bring up real quick. Simone was thrilled that she was able to poop in the water, right? Was that the thing?
So weird. The aqua poop, is that what it was called? Aqua bathroom or whatever.
So I guess she went in the ocean to poop or something?
Apparently she did. She went in the ocean and crapped her pants.
So are they all pooping in the ocean?
I hope not. I didn't think that's the way they would do it because they are fishing out there, and I know there's a lot of waste in the ocean, but you don't want to crap right where you're swimming.
I feel like
so
that is disgusting. Like, what the heck?
No, they need to be going off a little in the jungle into a hole where they cover it up, after they go. That's what they need to be doing, yeah.
Although, even though I think it's disgusting, I now want to try it.
No, gosh.
I feel like that would be like such a great poo, it's so clean.
You know what? Everybody says that. I bet everybody thought that when she said that last night. They were equally disgusted, but yet equally curious.
Yes. It's weird though that she's like bragging about it to all of her mates in the Hustler crew. That was that was awkward. All right, so we get to see a lot. We get to see her trying to gut a fish. She looks really awkward. Doing it with a machete though has got to be really difficult to do.
I can't imagine.
I've gutted a fish and cleaned a fish. You got to use a paring knife or something. You got to use something small and sharp.
It's tough with a fillet knife to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's tough with a knife that was invented for that purpose, couldn't imagine doing it with a machete. So.
Right.
Still though, it's not catching a poison bat by its hooves and eating its head. So.
Well, in the past, instead of having a machete, they would have had like a rock. So they actually this is an upgrade.
Yeah. So let's talk about Allie real quick. She wasn't featured much in the show last night, but I feel like she might be a little bit of a cockroach too.
Maybe. She definitely flying under the radar, not seeing a lot of her. She's trying to align herself with Patrick. She's not sure if she wants to. I think she's interesting. She's a celebrity assistant to a YouTuber. So I didn't realize YouTubers were so famous that they would have an assistant that actually that they could hire. So who's your assistant?
My assistant is my
it's me.
Is my broken Note 5 and
Note 4.
And my Note 4 and my brother Shane, who I constantly have to lean on in our Slack channel. I'm telling you.
I was like, wow.
So everybody, if you use Slack, there's a remind feature. You can be like, / remind me in like 2 hours or next day, whatever, to do something. I just messaged Shane, hey bro, remind me to do this tomorrow. And Shane's always Shane sets up the reminder for me.
That's right.
Because he's my bro. All right, so I think
we take care of each other like that.
I think she'll make it. Plus, dealing with YouTubers has got to be hard. Obviously, we're not like YouTube or anything, but there are YouTubers out there that have like millions and millions of subscribers, and all these like big deals and stuff. So they probably need someone to like hold their hand,
All right.
This was a cool scene. Okay, I'm gonna say it was Jessica and Cole, right?
Yeah.
She's fishing with what appears to be a professional spearfishing rod. Where did they get that?
So that is a great question. I was curious. So it lends me to believe that this stuff was shot before the challenge, and they got a little out of order because they did win fishing gear from the challenge, from the immunity challenge.
Ah.
So I'm guessing that they shot this stuff after the immunity challenge, and then we just got it edited in kind of backwards. Because
Right.
it shocked me a little bit to see that she had this this gear as well.
Like, why do they need fishing gear if she already has the gear? That's the question. Like, she has
Yeah, so
the hood. and
that was a
everything.
production boo-boo.
Yeah. Although I now want to try fishing with a spear. So
Yeah.
while
Well, she would-
while pooping in the ocean.
Yes, pooping in the ocean, fishing with a spear, while trying to hook Cole Metters onto your line.
Yeah.
She wants that guy.
Yeah. And who wouldn't, right, guy? Right, ladies? He's an
8-pack.
attractive. Yeah. Yeah, the guy doesn't have a 6-pack. He has an 8-pack. He has an extra 2 on his pack. Obviously,
And he's super nice.
yeah, this guy is obviously a good-looking dude, which was funny because Joe Menno and Mike were having a conversation shortly after the scene
Yeah.
where they're like, we feel like the odd guys out because everybody here is super attractive and we're like these, like, you know, not so attractive people.
Right.
And it's funny, is like, I like how Joe Menno says that while looking at Mike dead in the face. You know?
I know, right? We even told him, I think, that he wasn't a very attractive guy.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny is I don't know if Cole could be any more perfect. I mean, even in this shot, I think he's saying right here, yeah, Jessica's like really pretty, and I know she doesn't know that I exist on this planet. I mean, he's almost like the perfect guy. He's totally unaware of how hot he is, I guess.
First of all, Cole, how would not if you walk into a room, okay, there are straight men. They're gonna look at you and be like, maybe.
Well, yeah. He is like the humblest dude ever. So, anyways, so thank you, Survivor, for finding the perfect guy to throw on TV.
Yeah, there are women
Ladies enjoy.
less attractive than you to a straight man. Okay, you're like an Abercrombie and Fitch. If Abercrombie and Fitch met up with Baby Gap and had the perfect model, that's what you are, Cole.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, this is where we get to Joe Menno. Now Joe is a weirdo, man. This guy, he is so ultra competitive. You can see he's trying to play like this nice guy role, but
it's a role for him. He's
clearly,
really acting.
It's
and he's
obvious
not a
he's a
good actor.
douchebag. Yeah, it's obvious he's a douche, but he plays. He's trying to play like this nice guy thing, and everything is a manipulation. Everything is a con. And
he's not very good at it.
And he's not very good at it. Yes.
Yeah. See, he'll be one of those guys who ends up out of here. Although he did admit that he likes Mike, he's starting to like him. So I thought that was interesting when he said that.
Of course, because after he accosted him, accused him of having the idol last week, and basically threatened to beat him up on television, and then when they find out he didn't have the idol, he's like, "Oh, I'm sure he's sort of a nice guy." Mike's over there like, "What the hell, dude?
He's not a threat. He's not a threat anymore.
He's not a threat anymore." Yeah. I mean, if I was Mike on that island, and even though I wouldn't win this thing, and this guy comes up and be like, "Where's your idol, bro?" And I'm like, I'd be like, I don't have my idol. I don't have it. Sorry.
Yeah. All I gotta say is,
and when he got in my face,
lucky.
I would have asked him, I know you think I'm gonna be afraid right now, but there's 13 cameras on us. Like, I know you're not gonna hit me or threaten me bodily because everybody is seeing this, right? So how can I be afraid of you when there's like 4 security guards ready to stop you from beating me up right now?
Well, they might actually let him beat him up because they'll want to get that on TV.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, they'll drag him off later. But, it's funny. It's a good thing that the yellow team ended up winning or not going to tribal council for Joe, because I'm pretty sure he would have been the guy going home.
Yes, except for he found the idol. Or not. Wait, he didn't. He actually found a clue to the idol.
Right.
Didn't recognize the symbol, the well symbol, on there, that little well symbol. He thought it was a raft. I gotta be honest. Listen, I'm not even on the island, and this is my second episode of Survivor. And when I saw that, I'm like, that's not a freaking raft, dude. What are you talking about?
Well, no, it's true. But the ocean thing does throw it off a little bit. Like, it does say ocean there on the right.
That's just showing you where, in relation to where the idol would be hidden. The ocean's on this side.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So look, go to that side of the well and go down to 5 feet. Now, this dummy was smart.
He was.
He looks at it. He's like,
That's a good dummy look right there.
I don't know what this is. It must be a raft. I better go talk to Cole because he's been in the raft all day. So he goes to Cole, and he's like, bro, I found this clue in the jungle for the idol. You want to see? And Cole's like, oh, yeah, man. Cool, dude. Let's go look at it.
Listen, I don't know who's dumber of these two. I can't figure out who is dumber. I feel bad for Cole. Cole is going to go home so quickly in this game. He's like, okay, Joe, yeah, I'll help you find. Oh, look, there it is. There's your idol. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, if you're going to play this game, you're going to go home if you can't get some, a little bit of deception going on here.
So,
a little bit.
I think Joe is dumber, but he's more ambitious, which is why he grabbed that idol so quick.
Yeah, I mean, Cole basically let him. I mean,
yeah. So Cole was like, "Bro, that's not the raft, you dummy. That's the well."
That's the dumb thing. He told him what it was. He should have been like, knowing. Okay, yeah. He goes, "Yeah, Joe, that's the raft. I bet it's probably out there in the water somewhere." And while Joe was out there looking for it, he should have gone to the well and got the idol. That's what he should have.
Yeah, I agree. So they get it. They get the idol, and it goes scurrying off. I like how they not only cover up their tracks, but then they even cut off the idol thing. And I feel like, that was a good idea, except for I don't think it was actually. In hindsight, I think they should have left it there, said somebody else could have found it, and they would have wasted their time.
Maybe, but also that's true. That's true. That's actually a really good thing they should have did. But keeping it secret's dumb because guess what? Cole's going to tell Jessica tomorrow, and then Jessica's going to tell everybody else. So it won't be long before they know that Joe has the idol. So
yeah, I agree. All right, now let's get to Chrissy, the financial analyst, the hero, possible dark horse. Possibly being sent home next week.
She's gonna go a long way in this game.
Yeah, she is devious, man. She has the idol from last week that is essentially useless right now, but she makes a good point. It's not useless because she can pop that thing out in a tribal council and just show up wearing the thing.
Yeah, I actually criticized her last week for not saving her partner. And now that I've heard kind of what her plan is going forward, I think it was actually smarter. Since she knew she wasn't going home last week, she basically is going to get a free week.
Right. Even though she can't use it, the people will probably not vote for her if they see that thing around her neck because they don't want any problems.
They're not going to. They're not going to vote. They're going to think she's not eligible. It's pretty smart.
Very smart.
So what happens is if they lose immunity challenge, she's just going to be like, all right, guys, well, don't bother voting for me because I've got immunity this week.
And all she has to do, she doesn't have to show up wearing it. She can just secretly show it to people before the challenge. Be like, look, I have the idol. Let's talk about who we're going to vote for.
Yeah, that's a good point. She might not even do that. So she might be able to get away with this a couple times. She holds on to the idol again.
Yeah.
And be like, well, I still have the idol.
Just wears it the whole time.
Yeah. Well, what are we going to do? I got the idol. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So that was interesting. And now you see her starting to make some friends. She's like, hey, what's up, JP? How you doing there, you rock hard stud? Let's talk about Alan. Alan's crazy, right? And JP's like, yeah, he's crazy. Something's wrong with this dude. And she's slowly starting to sow seeds of not deceit because Alan is a nut job. But she's bringing it to the forefront so that their four core is becoming them with Alan on the outside, and that's really important for Chrissy. She needs to do that.
Yeah, that's going to have to happen, and then they can, or what they could do is try to break up the power couple. So then what can happen is Chrissy, Ben, and can go to Alan and say, look, we got to get rid of either JP or Ashley.
It'd be smart for them, though. I feel like it'd be smart for them, and she looks at what she's doing because she went to Chrissy next. Chrissy went to Ashley next. I feel like she's doing the smart thing while she's aligning herself with Ben and JP. She's already aligned herself with Ben. Now, and then you see her trying to get in with JP, and then you see her here trying to get in with Ashley. You notice she never has a conversation on camera with Crazy Alan.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so that's her plan. She needs Alan out, right? She needs him gone because he is unpredictable and can't be manipulated the way the other four can, right?
That's true.
All right, well, let's talk about Ben real quick. I know we talked about him before, but he made a couple appearances, and I feel like the producer's trying to telegraph a little bit. I don't know if he's a smart guy and he's keeping his head down low, or he's just not too smart and he's along for the ride. What do you think?
I think he's a smart guy who's keeping his head down.
Okay.
And I think he's humble, and I think he just wants to be a nice guy. But if he's going to have to change that up probably about halfway through the show, he doesn't necessarily want to become a villain, but he's definitely going to have to switch sides and do some different things.
Right. So let's talk about this guy.
Nice shot.
I love Patrick. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why I love Patrick. Patrick is what I wish my spirit animal was. I wish I was outgoing and fun and able to just be honest, no hold barred. Some people would say that is rash or ignorant or young or immature. I wish that every once in a while, though, I could tap into that and just have a good time, because Patrick is constantly having a good time, even at other people's expenses. And it's got to be a nice way to live.
And you'd be terrified of crabs, just to make sure.
That was weird, right? Who the hell is afraid of crabs?
I don't know, but maybe because they got all those legs, look like a spider. I don't know, but he was pretty afraid of it.
I mean, if I saw a crab, I'd be like, kill that thing. Let's put it on the fire ASAP. Crab is delicious.
They played with it. I don't know what they were doing with it.
Yeah. So Patrick, he's a small business owner, and I don't know. I feel like this weird kinship to Patrick. Maybe it's because we're small business owners. Maybe it's, I don't really know. Maybe it's because I feel he's trying to make friends with people, and a lot of people aren't catching his vibe, and it makes me not like the people that aren't catching that vibe.
Yeah.
Because like, what's the problem? He's just being a nice guy. Why are you being such a bleeping jerk?
I think it's the serious people versus the carefree people in this tribe.
Yeah.
So that's and really you've got one serious person, Lauren. Maybe Simone was as well, and you got Patrick, who's pretty carefree, and then you got the other people who are scheming. So, we'll have to see what happens, but. Yeah.
I think so. When I was in the military, I'm not sure how it was for you, but the way I got through my time in the military without becoming a total wreck or an alcoholic, or because I have some buddies that became alcoholics afterwards, or becoming cynical and just mad at everybody, was I found some people that I enjoyed spending time with. And we did everything we were told to do with a smile on our face and a joke in our back pocket, and that's how I was able to get through it and stay Brian, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what we're seeing with Patrick, and a little bit with Ryan and with Devin, because Devin has no other mode. That's just the way he always is. And I'm not sure if that works on Survivor. I've never seen Survivor except for this season, but I feel like it worked for me in real life. So I feel like Patrick is gonna go far with that.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see what happens. Traditionally, I would say that, he's the kind of person who's not going to go far in this game. So we'll have to see what happens. This is a game, and that's what we have to remember in the end of it. It's to be played, and the people who play it are generally the people who win it.
Well, that brings us back to Lauren, because she's straight up hating on Patrick, and she's in it to win it. And exactly what you said, she'd be the classic go far contestant, right? So
right.
All right. Well, these two are clearly not happy. That's a perfect shot right there, because it shows like Patrick just having fun. He got the ash on his face, and she's like, "I hate this loud ADD idiot."
Right.
Yeah. And there's that stupid dumb idiot. I hate him. All right, so
I see this is becoming personal pretty quickly for you.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of Lauren's, man. Yeah.
Woo!
So let's talk about the idol, okay? Because we get to this part. This was a crazy challenge, right, bro?
Yeah, it was cool. This was a good challenge. It really showed. I mean, you had to have some skills, and there were certain people who basically went down over and over again.
Yeah, it's just something that I feel like I would want to try, but because I'm overweight, like halfway down there, I'd be like, I'm done. Never mind.
You'd be trying to swim down, but you can't because like
I'm too buoyant.
Your bat's keeping it at the top. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm too
I can't get
buoyant.
down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just stuck at the top. Really cool challenge though. I love that shot of the water. That's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's really great. I'm sure they chose it for that reason. It was in a good spot.
Yeah. When I went to my wife, I went with my wife with Cancun, and the water was like that too. And I feel like because I'm overweight, I couldn't really enjoy it like other people did, like my wife did. Which is funny because this is one of the reasons, aside from health, that I'm losing all the weight I'm losing. Because I'm like, next time I go on vacation or something like this, I want to enjoy the thousands of dollars I'm spending to be here. You know?
Yeah, that's cool.
Instead of just drinking a Corona on the beach, watching my lovely wife frolic in the ocean. All right, let's talk about some aspects of this challenge. I feel like the Hustlers had a leg up from Getz, right? They were really in a demanding lead, doing really, really well. What happened? How did they fall so far behind?
Yeah, the Healers had no business winning this challenge.
None.
Devin ended up going down, I think, every time. He's a really good swimmer, and you see him there, and he actually managed to get him out front and to the putting their puzzle together as quickly as possible. I think putting Simone there at the end, they didn't have much of a choice, and you want somebody who can think, but the whole team was kind of giving away. Use that sign, use this sign, do that. So it might have been confusing, but it took them a long time to get it going. And so I was pretty shocked to see them lose it. And, the yellow team there, it looked like Mike Zalski was the guy who was kind of, managing their challenge there for the yellow team.
Yeah, this is where intelligence comes into play. Like, they were behind because he's not the one down there getting the pieces, right?
Right.
But he is definitely smart because he's the one that put the puzzle together, even though they were in such an extreme deficit.
Right.
And he got that puzzle put together with like a commanding level of quickness. Very little mistakes made with the puzzle. He put it together really quickly with an insane amount of confidence. And
he's a doctor.
And he's a doctor.
So
that's what saved him. That's what saved the Healers was the fact that was the fact that this guy at the very end, the guy that you would have counted out, was smart enough to make it work before the buzzer hit.
Well, they used their team properly, even though they put the girls in the water, even though they couldn't swim as well. They ended up having I guess it was probably Cole, who ended up going down most of the time and moving along their pieces. So the girls had to take turns, but they really weren't doing much. The Cole ended up they had their smart piece at the end, whereas the red team, they didn't really think about it. I mean, who would have been better up there on the red team? Maybe like Ryan would have been better putting the pieces in. He seems like he's a pretty intelligent guy. That probably would have been a good choice. The blue team lost the first challenge because they chose the worst puzzle with which to roll the ball back and forth.
Right, yeah.
They chose the most. So it's really important that you make sure you think about in the decisions that you make and put people in the right places to be successful. And that's what the red team did not do. I
agree. So the red team lost. They lost the challenge. They're up for elimination. I love this shot of everybody just praising the scrawny guy with glasses because he just rocked it,
Yeah, all except this duo on the left over here, which looks awfully suggestive. What is that?
You know what's funny? We haven't really been introduced to Desiree Williams, have we? We haven't talked.
She's a Miss Virginia.
She's a what?
Miss Virginia.
Yeah, we haven't really been introduced to her though. We haven't talked very much about her. We haven't talked to her.
No, she hasn't been a big part of the show yet. They did talk about her being Miss Virginia like twice.
Right.
Last night on the show. But yeah, no, she's flying under the radar. One of those people.
Okay, so, I like this foreshadowing. They show the snake going through the tree because that means that someone is about to get snaked. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
what to tell you.
very classic Survivor move. They shoot that off someplace else. Yep.
So we get to the Hustler camp, and you could tell they're talking. They're trying to work things out together. They're trying to figure out if it's going to be Patrick that's going home, even though, his part of the challenge, he did great. Him and Devin did well. It was Simone. If it's based on the challenge and purely the challenge only, then maybe Simone. But Simone, even though she was putting the pieces together, you're right. Everybody else was yelling out here, whatever. It was sort of a cluster, right?
Yeah, this is definitely where the producers start to form the narrative and want to tell you the story that they want to tell you. So they show Simone first coming back. She's like, okay, I know I'm gonna have a target on my back, so I need to work my magic. And then you see Simone basically trying to, supplant the thoughts. And for a longtime Survivor watcher like me, I know that this is trying to throw me off the scent. I know realistically what they're trying to do here. So it's interesting television. But in the end, I'm pretty sure that Simone was going home in my mind.
The salty
no matter what they did
ocean poop water scent that is Simone.
She failed the challenge. She was the person. She smoked of it. And then when they got to tribal council and they're still like picking on Patrick the whole time, picking on Patrick. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be one of those times where Simone's going home and the first card they're going to show is Patrick, which he got 1 vote, and then the rest of them will be Simone's.
Right.
And I told my wife this, and she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, watch. And that's exactly what happened.
And they showed Patrick's, and then they go, Patrick. He's like, hey, what's up, guys? I'm just stoked to be here, man. I'm
a trustworthy guy.
I'm a trustworthy guy. And who knows, maybe he is, but I don't know. I don't know if everybody else. I love this part where Ryan's like, it's like, you go to a birthday party you don't want to go to, but you want everybody to come home, and Lauren's like, what you talking about, dude? You're crazy. Anyways, we get to the point where Simone gets kicked, and I love how he holds up that final card, and it's Simone with a heart. What?
Yeah.
Nihilistic, narcissistic SOB votes somebody off with a heart.
No, it's not. It was Devin that wrote the heart. And Devin's just a nice guy, dude. He probably honestly feels bad that Simone had to go home. That's the kind of guy he is. So he's your Jason guy.
Yeah, I guess. My buddy
so he's
Jay.
Like, Simone, feel bad. Yeah. So he's like, he probably felt bad, put a little heart at the end. I'm Devin.
Why not a sad face? Like, sorry, I love you.
Yeah, I don't know, but
the heart thing.
Just seems like, yeah, maybe Lauren could have had like a skull and crossbones on it, like ha ha ha.
Just a single finger. Well,
yeah.
So Simone goes home. Her torch goes out. She's out of here. Adios, Simone.
She knew it.
Which I feel is for Lauren. Right? Okay. Now, why do I think it's bad for Lauren, bro?
I'd love to know why.
Because I think Patrick is going to be top 5. Let's talk about our bet here, okay? You want to know who I thought was going to happen?
Patrick.
I think Patrick. I think that the natural enemies is this fun-loving dude versus Lauren, life sucks, people suck chick. I think that she's going home at some point before the top 5. I feel like Patrick will get there. At the very least, let's bet on either, because I think Patrick's gonna be top 5. You think Lauren's gonna be top 5. Whoever wins is whoever loses, whoever goes home first. Deal?
Okay, so I think I take that deal absolutely, because Patrick unfortunately is going to be an early casualty in this game.
I disagree. I disagree, Shane.
He doesn't have the game. He's got 2 things going for him here that's bad. Okay, if you would have picked Ben, I would have been, I don't know. But because you picked Patrick, not only is he muscle, so they're going to hold him, keep him along for a little while, but they're going to dump him at the early. All the really smart, conniving people are going to make sure he's dumped as soon as possible. And unfortunately, Lauren's a smart and conniving person, and she's got skills because she's a fisherwoman. So, so here's the thing. I'm telling you, man. But listen. I'm going to take you up on this one. I know that it's going to be hardcore and harsh, but the bet is real.
For everybody that's not listening, that's never seen us before, let me explain how a bet works. Okay? Every show we have a bet. However that bet plays out, whoever loses the bet has to do a challenge, has to do a punishment per se. If you've ever seen a show called Impractical Jokers, the punishment is very similar to that. It's something that is clearly not going to be fun for the loser of this bet. For me,
Right, for example, Brian's.
last time, the reason my hair is red, still, by the way, is because I had to cosplay as Mel B in a red dress with pearls and a Mel B tattoo and a Mel B hair. And it was pretty horrible and embarrassing. We filmed the whole thing. You can go on our channel and watch it. Watch the Mel B Makeover Challenge. It'll be in the description. Bottom line is that punishment was pretty horrible. Which means...
And you sure you want to go against me again?
Yeah, because I know Patrick's my guy. He's going to win this, bro.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is you're willing to go through something like that again?
No, I'm not going to have to go through that again, Shane. I'm going to win, which means this time, I'm picking your punishment.
Okay, well,
And can I tell you
what do
what
think it would be?
This is what I think your punishment is going to be. This is
Okay.
Survivor. It's got to be a Survivor-themed punishment, right?
Okay.
GoPro, woods, overnight, with nothing but a lighter and your underwear.
Be careful what you ask for,
on,
my friend.
On night mode. GoPro on night mode, right? We'll have
Yeah.
one of the helmets so they can see your face the whole time. Nothing but your skivvies, your boxers, whatever you wear for your underwear, nothing else, and a lighter, and boom, you gotta survive in the woods overnight.
Okay, we'll see who will end up out in the woods, my friend.
No, it won't be me. It won't be me, Shane. Not this time. Bro, I know you. You're so cocky. You're definitely.
I'm not cocky. You just picked Patrick Bolton as your top 5.
Yeah,
I feel bad for you a little bit. I almost feel like I should
she's
let you
gonna
out
go
of this.
home before Patrick. I guarantee it. And you're gonna be in the woods, crawling around like a naked monkey, trying to make fire to stay warm.
I just saw you right now, like when you said that, and I like totally could see like a naked monkey on your face right
Let
now.
me tell you something, dude. And by the end of this show, think about it. It's gonna be like straight up cold. Like, it's gonna be cold.
It's gonna be cold outside. Yeah, you're gonna need a jacket.
I'm not gonna need nothing. I'm not gonna need nothing. I'm gonna be inside the van, resting, watching the feed, enjoying myself, laughing at you.
We'll see.
Oh yeah, we're going to see. That's true. We're going to see. Okay.
You guys let us know if you think that's crazy enough. Give us some suggestions.
Yeah, and listen. Yeah, we like your suggestions. You want to
That
add
you
to the
want Brian to
punishment?
do.
If we get enough people wanting the same thing, we'll modify the punishment. For right now, the punishment for whoever loses this is a night in the woods and nothing but their underwear with a night mode GoPro. It's gonna be great.
Craziness. All right, man.
Okay.
You're on.
Yeah. No, you're on. You're on. Okay.
Whatever, man.
Bring
You're
it.
so going down. I
Bring
feel bad
it.
for you.
Bring it. I had hives
Big
for a
fan.
week. I had to go on a steroid regimen because I couldn't get the red hives off my head because of that stupid hair dye.
Well, you picked the redheaded guy, so I feel where your heart's going here.
Yeah, true that, dude. Okay.
All right.
So that's it. There's a Survivor show. It was good. All right.
It's fun.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for Orville. I'm looking forward to that. I'll tell you what.
Yes. What else do we got besides the Orville?
Orville. We're reviewing Blade Runner, the new Blade Runner movie on
Right.
Saturday. On Sunday, we're not doing nothing. And we'll be back on Monday for our Star Trek Discovery review.
Yes, which I'm looking forward to since I missed the last one.
Yeah, I can't. I gotta be honest. I'm not looking forward to it as much as I'm looking forward to Orville. But the last STD was not as bad as the first two. I can handle that STD.
Going somewhere.
It was a little better than the first two STDs.
I love hearing you say you can handle the STD.
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, that's it for me.
All right. Well, we make sure you guys subscribe. Get us there. We're getting close to 800. Make sure you comment below so we can get you in the next boxing video, which I got some cool stuff from the desert for you.
Ooh.
It'll be awesome. And we appreciate you guys. As always, thanks for watching, and we can't wait to see you next time.
Don't forget, subscribe, comment, share, hit the alert button. Tell us what you think. Tell us if we were wrong, if we were right. Have a conversation with us, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you next time.